His Excellency Mr. Arshakyan, thank you so much for accepting this interview.
Thank you very much for the invite.
I know that this is not your first time visiting China. Could you share with us your impressions of China and tell us a little bit about your plans for this trip?
Yes, for sure. My last visit was to China with the country head of Armenia, the Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. I was serving as a minister at that time. It was 2019. Of course, it is great to see the modern developments of China, and of course connecting to the history as an ancient civilization. It is always a great opportunity to learn your journey. My visit was planned and organized by the invite of my colleagues from China, the head of the China-Armenia Friendship Group in the Chinese Parliament. It has a wide agenda, starting from the political agenda and also the infrastructural investments, cultural, economic, and taking into account that China is a very important partner of Armenia.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, that Armenia is a significant partner of China in Central Asia. Since the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1992, the cooperation between two countries has deepened. Now, China is the third largest trading partner of Armenia. So, what new areas of cooperation do you think have even greater potential in the future?
If we count in a block manner, China is a third player of economy in Armenia. However, country by country, bilateral, it is the second, and more than $2 billion revenue between the countries. We discussed with our colleagues initiating direct flights between China and Armenia. I hope that it will start soon, and Armenians know that. And of course, there is a big potential in every aspect, especially, as I mentioned, in infrastructure. There are already big players who are creating water reservoirs in Armenia, as well as involved in north and south transport corridor construction in Armenia.
Talking about the connectivity and infrastructure project cooperation, I know that Armenia has launched the Crossroads of Peace project, which you have mentioned on multiple occasions. So, would you please tell us more about it and how significant is that?
It is quite important to be connected to the world. And our political view is that to bring sustainable peace to the region, it is through connectivity, it is through open borders, it is through infrastructural projects that will connect us to the region and that would integrate us to the region, and that would create an opportunity for countries like China and Asian countries and European countries to be connected through our country. It plays a major political, major economical and infrastructure connectivity role. And I'm happy to say that, state that our Chinese colleagues, such as the Vice Speaker of the Chinese Parliament yesterday, mentioned that it may play a major role also in the Belt and Road project, and it is very much connected to that initiative, and the Chinese side see it as a continuation, as a part of that large project. Indeed, I would like to also mention that Armenian Parliament just recently, just days ago, accepted to join Armenia to the Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank initiative, which is part of the Belt and Road project, the financial part.
Well, next question, let's turn to the cultural cooperation. China and Armenia are both countries with a long history and ancient civilization. What's your take on cultural exchanges and the cooperation in preserving our cultural heritage?
Armenia and China, we share great potential there, and it is connected through the history. I would mention that Mamikonian dynasty, which gave many generals to Armenia in ancient times, it is connected to China. The story is telling us that they came from China. Armenia is a great supporter of the program that you mentioned, and the civilization program and the cultural heritage plays a major role for Armenia. And of course, while we are talking about cultural exchanges, we must mention that in Armenia there are some ancient, Armenia as part of the ancient civilization has a cultural heritage, also could be very much attractive for Chinese tourists.
Finally, Armenia is still a mysterious and distant country in the opinions of many Chinese people. Could you tell us a little bit about any captivating scenery or attractions that await Chinese visitors if they get a chance to explore the country?
That's a great question. No one will regret visiting Armenia. Our people are really keen to have guests, and of course a very rich cultural heritage exists there. The country itself is a small country, however it is combining and accumulating different colors and the different views, and from mountains to the yields, and the food, the beverages, everything is very much attractive. I'm not a very good tailor but I wish I could find enough words to tell you about this. And I would like to also mention that one of the biggest supercomputing centers was established in Armenia. It's a very much technological, high-tech country, and the high-tech growth in the recent years was around 60%, and big multinational companies exist there. This is to mention also for the business interests, because I believe business, tourism, and connecting our peoples are very much important to us. These are the opportunities that open new ways of our cooperation.